this. Let me get this camera right. Y'all know y'all know this phone be taking its time when it come down to the doom doom doom. So we gonna let it. We gonna go ahead and use that time for this right here. It's just a perfect way to show you guys how to compartmentalize with your time. Let's go. Are you ready this morning? We're gonna see. And bling bling bling. Bling bling bling. Bling bling bling. And wake up those pores. Time to wake up, Bugatti. Yes, we know that you overslept by an hour, got up like a madman and still had to make it happen. But you know what? Then I look at you and the world is all right with me. You know why? Because it's Wednesday the 28th. That's right, y'all. It's 2025. I'm your host, Boogotti NYC, and this here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. Yes, y'all, we made it another one, another day above the ground, and we have to say thank you for another blessed day. I don't care if it's raining outside where you're at, if it's sunny outside, we are all here under the sound of my voice for another episode of Our Bottom Line. Y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me for episode 199. That's right, episode 199, y'all. I just got to tell you, it's been a ride. It's been a real situation. I got to tell you, some crazy days, some crazy setups, and all types of never know if the lights is going to go, if this is going to happen. But you know what? Through the fire, we still made it. And I'm glad to say that it made us stronger, made me better as a host, and it made you guys better as co-hosts. So all I can say is I appreciate everybody who has been here for the ride. Tomorrow, yes, it's our anniversary. We're going to go into that, but you already know I got a lot to go through. I got so much in the clip here because it's fully loaded. I had nothing to do but stack, edit, get some real information as far as updates, current events. We got everything from world news to entertainment. We got everything today. So I hope you guys are ready. I know it's a work day, so I'm gonna try to drop it like it's hot on these videos to see how I kept that going, right? See how I kept that sentence going, right? And then what we're gonna do, y'all already know the method. We're gonna stack 4 at a time. Boom, 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 4 videos. Then I'll come to the comments so that we can make sure that we have some content to talk about. All I'm gonna ask you guys to do is really pay attention to the content at first. Let me get to work because I'm not going to ask for likes until I really represent here and do what I got to do, because you know your boy, boom, boom, I like to do the work before I ask for my pay. With that being said, I want to see who's in the comments this morning. Thank you guys for being here, and we're going to keep it moving. Who's in the building this morning? Who we got up in here? We got Christina. We got hey y'all. What's up from Christina? We got Batty Lynn from Detroit. Who else we got up in here? I knew she was in here. We got Rebecca up in here from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I love saying that in the morning. So you got to make sure that you always hear Rebecca, because I just love saying Grand Rapids, Michigan. Okay, good morning from Mark Dorfman. And you know he's repping that doom, 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 NYC in the building. Y'all already know what we got to do. It's time for me to get to work. So much in the clip. So let's get into these titles. You guys. What we got right here in this thumbnail? We have Trump trashes Biden. That was a rough 4 years. As you know, President Trump gave a big speech, and basically that was for Memorial Day. We have not covered it. We got it chopped up today so that we can know exactly what parts happened. And I want you guys to let me know what you think about the comment, what you think about the content. We're going to keep on moving forward because you see how much we got in this thumbnail right here. We've got Maxine Waters She gets obliterated by Scott Bessent at a hearing, and they were talking about none other than Doge, access to IRS and personal accounts. This is going to be a pretty good one, you guys. You're going to love that back and forth. What else do we have here? We got, why is there a strong possibility that P. Diddy, of all people, why is there a strong possibility that Diddy could go free? I want you guys, let's get busy on these titles. I want your comments. I want to know, do you think that Diddy could possibly go free? Why do you think that it would be a possibility? And if you don't think that he can go free, let me know that too. We got one more in the thumbnail, and that's going to be Noem, Wonder Woman. Linda Carter, aka Wonder Woman, Christy Noem here, makes a big promise to Iran on nuclear weapons capabilities. So you guys want to get that nuclear going? We got something for you, and Noem is going to get right to the bottom line. Yes, we're not going to play around today. We're getting right to it, you guys. Hope you guys had a fantastic evening. I hope you slept well. I know I did. Overslept. I was tired. Can't even front. I was real tired. Falling asleep at the desk. Then we got the Discord situation going on. Shout out to Giovanni, John, for all the help with that. Yes, let's get into the clip. We got President Trump, who's going to be here delivering this Memorial Day address, but he took a little bit of time out to reflect on how the last 4 years were for us. Let's get into this, you guys. Let's go. Y'all ready? Let's go. Good morning.
They know what we owe to them. Their valor gave us the freest, greatest, and most noble republic ever to exist on the face of the earth. A republic that I am fixing after a long and hard 4 years. That was a hard 4 years we went through. Who would let that happen? People pouring through our borders unchecked. People doing things that are indescribable and not for today to discuss. But the republic that is now doing so very well, we're doing so very well right now, considering the circumstances, and we'll do record-setting better with time. We will do better than we've ever done as a nation, better than ever before. I promise you that. In every generation since, at Trenton and Yorktown, at Vicksburg and Shiloh, and in faraway places with names like Chateau, Terrari, Anzio, Iwo Jima, Quezon, Kandahar, really just a few chosen names, and these are names that have become so important on the altar of freedom. They plunged into the crucible of battle, stormed into the fires of hell, charged into the valley of death, and rose into the arms of angels. The sacrifice.
I want to give respect to all of our fallen soldiers, all of our soldiers that got us here. Respect to my dad, who was a weapons specialist in the Army. I just want to give you guys a big, strong salute, because we haven't done that already. And that's why we're getting into this today, because it happened and we got to cover it. And I got to keep on going, because Russia, remember yesterday where Trump was like, Putin has gone crazy. I don't know what's going on with Putin. So guess what? Vladimir Putin. I said Vladimir Putin. That was a good one. Vladimir Putin, y'all. That was a good one. I got to keep that one. Okay, Russia responds to Trump's accusations of Putin going crazy. I got a couple more after this that I got to stack for you guys. But do me a favor. Let's keep it on title when we go to these comments. Let's keep it going.
The New York Post cover calling out the, quote, war of words between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. Tensions are rising after Russia launched its largest attacks of the entire 3-year war this weekend. Here's the president on Sunday.
I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, and I don't know what the hell happened to Putin. I've known him a long time, always gotten along with him. But he's sending rockets into cities and killing people, and I don't like it at all.
A few hours later, the president posted that Putin has gone absolutely crazy, exclamation point. The Kremlin responded with, This is a very crucial moment, which is associated with, of course, the emotional overload and with emotional reactions. Just last Monday, President Trump and Putin of Russia held a 2-hour phone call on a potential ceasefire. Here's White House Ukraine envoy, retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg.
He's done more in 120 days than the previous administration did in 1,200 days. I think he just needs to keep at it. It's frustrating, I know that. But the only guy that can do this is President Trump. You know, negotiations are never easy, but there's nowhere this war is going to end through violence, through killing of soldiers on either side.
Right.
It's going to come down to negotiation.
Okay, y'all, we got more situations going on. You guys see what's going on? I know how you are. Why are you worried about Ukraine? We're not in Ukraine. We got some of the people in the comments like that really don't play when it comes down to keeping that content over here. But I owe you guys more, so we're going to keep it going. What's up, Batty? What's up, Kenny? What's up, Kenny? Y'all up in here early this morning. We're going to keep it going, because guess what? We got another situation with a basketball player that wants to take a bit of the puff of the magic dragon when it comes down to while they're overseas. I don't know why they don't take a note from what happened to somebody else. We got this situation again with a basketball player that has been watch your head. And I'm talking about, it's a different type of watch your head over in Indonesia, where this basketball player has just been asked to watch his head, and now he's been taking the ride of shame. Not only that, when they're doing a straight up newscast about this one individual, they made him turn his back as they were talking about him in shame for what he had done. And this is all alleged. Yes, we're going to talk about the basketball player that's been arrested in Indonesia. He's been charged with trying to mills marijuana, and he faces the possible death penalty. This is bananas right here, you guys. Told you we're going to stack this deck real early in this morning. Do me a favor, if y'all appreciate this content that you're getting right now, you probably didn't hear about this anywhere else, but here, let's go ahead and double tap that screen and get those likes up. Appreciate it.
This is Jared Shaw from Dallas calling for help as he is being arrested in Indonesia. His face blurred by the police taking the video. The 6'10" Carter High School and then Utah State player went undrafted in 2014, but found success overseas, most recently in the Indonesian Basketball League, until his arrest in Tangerang, Indonesia, just outside Jakarta. Police there paraded him in front of the local media, made him climb onto a press conference stage and stand with his back to the audience while they detailed the charges against him.
Kali ini adalah hasil dari
Police say they intercepted a package sent to him by a woman in Thailand. Delta 9 THC candies and gummies worth about $400 that they allege he planned to sell and share with other players. Strictly illegal in Indonesia. Possession alone could mean a minimum sentence of 1 year or as much as life in prison. Shaw's family still lives near Carter High School. We reached them today at their home. They did not want to go on camera, but his younger brother told us they are still trying to get more information on his arrest and have been allowed to speak with him by phone. His predicament, however, is similar to that of Texas native Brittany Griner, the WNBA star arrested in Russia in 2022 for carrying medically prescribed hash oil in her luggage, held for 9 months in a Russian prison until she was exchanged for a Russian arms dealer.
Now, you didn't hear about this? Y'all so busy. One blood, one life, let's get together and feel so bright. Instead of y'all, didn't you hear about this already? We had to trade this person for this very crazy arms. Let's keep it going. It's not that much left, y'all. Come on.
Jared Shaw's fate is less certain in Indonesia, where even the death penalty can be imposed for large-scale drug trafficking, including marijuana.
What?
In Dallas, I'm Kevin Reese.
See that? Now that's not a funny story right there, y'all. That's some seriousness right there. They do not play in other country. Be thinking we going over somewhere and just say, "Hey, send me a package. I got it. I'm gonna be all right. Everything all good." And then they tried to claim. Did you guys hear what they said? They said he tried to get it and distribute it to other teammates. So that's when they going stamp them with that distribution charge. Overseas in Indonesia, I don't know nobody. No, thank you. I'm good. I'd rather get a regular job over here or do advertisements on the internet. Hey, you guys, my name is such and such. I can advertise your brand, but I ain't going over there doing all of that. I'm good. Keep on moving forward because I owe you guys this one. We got this crazy campaign going on from the Treasury Department. And guess what? The cartel, whew, they just got hit with some sanctions. And this is serious right here. You actually getting hit by the people in this country with the money. When you have the U.S. Treasury Department coming after you, you got a serious situation. That's not like a brokey trying to get at you. That's somebody with the bread trying to get at you. Check this out.
Bring in former acting ICE Director Jonathan Fahey. Jonathan, welcome.
Thank you.
So Paul Perez, who leads the Border Patrol Council in the Rio Grande Valley, talked a little bit more about going after the cartels. Let's play him and I'll get you to react to it.
If you can go after them, then that leaves a leadership void, but we'll target those guys as well. And when that leadership void comes in, it allows the other cartels to come in and they kind of go after each other. And that weakens them because they're fighting each other, they're fighting the Mexican military, and they're not able to take on the United States as well. So it's a full frontal assault from the United States.
That's good.
How critical is it to hit these cartels financially?
It's very critical. And I think what Paul Perez's point, which was very good, he described them as an industry, and this industry grew exponentially during the Biden administration. But one thing that's important about these sanctions is not just the individuals. They're basically going after the people that do business with the individuals, so nobody will want to go near them. So again, people go into this industry like any industry to make money. So where you hit them where in the pocketbook, you're going to harm them. And the Trump administration has already done a lot by shutting down the border, cutting the revenue for human trafficking, and this is just another way to go after them, to weaken them. And when they're going after each other, again, that's probably, bad for people there, but it might be good for the U.S. citizens if they're not focusing on doing things to Americans or bringing in drugs to America.
CDN was one of 8 cartels labeled as a terrorist group. Are there additional actions that should be taken?
It seems like the main thing, I think that the financial is important, but I think you have to go after them aggressively in terms of prosecution and stopping people from coming across with drugs, and they need to do more on the border. I mean, they're doing a lot, but once they have, the border shut down, they can stop the drugs from coming through or make it a lot harder. So they're going to go after them hard, but it's going to be prosecution. There'll probably be a military aspect to it, and also these sanctions.
Oh, they gonna start locking these dudes up when they're catching them and bringing them to court. Oh, this is gonna be crazy. Let me tell you something. If I was a cartel member, the last thing you want to deal with is Delta Force. I made a video that said cartel against the Delta Force. Who would win? Who do you guys think will win? I'm in the comments. I gave y'all what I was supposed to do. What y'all got to say about all these videos we just saw? Commander Bly says this isn't going to do anything. Okay, Harley says accountability for actions taken should be the standard. There you go, Harley. Avery Summerlin says listen to InfoWars, not Fox. Avery, we listen to everything and then we check the information and then we bang the head off the rabbit. Yep, you got to hang out with us for a little while. And yes, no problem with looking at InfoWars. Great suggestion. Thank you. Christian, he said, of course they grew Biden. Let them do their thing. Get them, Trump. Okay, what you got? Kendra Walker says, hee-haw, Christina. Hee-haw, Christina. Commander Bly says, another subline of drugs just landed. Damn, that's crazy. Right? Soon as we get one, they land another one, huh? That's crazy. I wouldn't want to be in prison there. American jails are comfort compared to other countries. Oh my God, you ain't wrong, Merrick. Okay, Punch that says garbage. What else y'all got over here? John says, my ex-girlfriend in Kazakhstan has an uncle got popped for pounds, but apparently you can just pay fines. Wow, that's crazy. Reek, thank you for the glove and being a member. There you go. Study before you travel. That's right. Study the place that you're going to before you travel. How many times have anybody ever heard this saying before? Don't go on vacation and wind up on probation. You hear me? Just in case you guys haven't heard me loud and clear, do not go on vacation and wind up on probation. That happens a lot in Miami. And people get out there and have spring break and stuff. Y'all be doing whatever. Next thing you know, you get that and you have to stay that extra week because you locked up. And then they got to work out the probation situation. Yeah, do not go on vacation and wind up coming back on probation. I mean, probation. We're going to keep it going right now because this one right here, I'm going to set everybody up on this one. This is for our runners, the people that don't like giving likes, the people that say, oh my God, it costs so much to give a like. I can't do it. Because we don't really worry about the super chats. We appreciate them. And yeah, we definitely appreciate them. But we really like to get those likes up because it lets more people know that we're over here. But what happens is when we start asking for likes, you get the people like, he's asking for a like. That's too much. So what we do, the people that are used to being here, we and we let those people leave. Because you know what I always have right after that when those people leave, y'all? I always got that banger. And they be like, damn, we left. And we be happy that y'all left. Because we don't think that you guys deserve to see the real banging videos when you don't want to do something as easy as double tap that screen. And without any further ado, for the people that are still here and already gave that like, we appreciate you. And guess what I got for you? A little tidbit of Maxine Waters as she gets shut down during a hearing by the Treasury Secretary, none other than Scott Bessent. Let me tell you, when I say Scott, he basically had time today. Anybody hear that saying? I got time today? Well, let me just tell you, yesterday, Scott basically had some time to handle Maxine. Check this out.
I'm Christina Ohio in Dallas, and here are your top stories. Democrat Maxine Waters was shut down by Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent during a hearing on Capitol Hill when she tried to push a narrative about DOJ and its audits. Watch.
Do you know the level, type, or nature of the clearances and security training required for individuals to access the information held in the computers of Treasury, IRS, or CFPB?
Yes, I do, and I think we would have a disagreement over the definition of the word unfettered.
Mr. Secretary, did all the individuals working with DOJ who were given access to Treasury and CFPB's computer databases receive all of the required clearances and security training before they were granted access?
Again, they were granted read-only access at Treasury. There were two.
So let me just say,
DOJ employees.
please, you can't filibuster here. This is not the filibuster playground. And so what you did was you let these strangers into our Treasury with access to all of the data, all of the personnel information, and you just opened the door. Why'd you do that?
No, ma'am. They were Treasury employees.
Oh, are you saying today in front of this committee that all of them were Treasury employees, that the 25-year-old who's being identified, who worked for Elon Musk, was allowed into the Treasury? Was that person there?
He was a Treasury employee, as was Tom Krause, the senior person on the DOJ team. There were only two people.
There were DOJ employees also.
Sorry?
Do you know, were you aware that there were DOJ employees coming into our Treasury getting all of our personal information?
Well, ma'am, there is no such thing as a DOJ employee. There were Treasury employees.
Uh-oh.
I tend to disagree with you based on the information I had.
That's what you need to know in Dallas.
Oh, yeah. So I just think that there needs to be a throat situation checked into Miss Waters. She probably needs to get some lozenges before she speaks because it's pretty raspy. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is Dizzy Gillespie. I'm about to tell you guys what's going on over here. So let me ask you a question, Mr. Scott Bessent. Like, you need to really do something about your voice. We understand. And that's why there's something called term limits. Okay, we're going to keep on moving. Now, I want to see what you guys got to say about this. Kendra's over there dying laughing. Okay, what else you got? Casey says, Bugatti NYC got your boo gloved up. That's right. There you go, gloved up. Christina's over there dying laughing with the Dizzy Gillespie there. Let me ask you a question, Mr. Bessent. They all need they all need tests. Come on, y'all. Let's get with that part. Let's not go any. Let's get with that part. Do you see how she's talking? I mean, let me just tell you something, baby. Are you How about have a seat, take a breath, hear some Poland Spring, gargle, you know what I'm saying? And then just talk slower, because you look like you're having a little bit of problems with your speech, Miss Waters. We want to keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we're going over to Harvard. We got this very anti-Semitic. This is what basically Trump is saying as he threatens to forward all of the Harvard grant money to trade schools. Now, tell me that ain't some New York stuff that somebody would do. That's some straight up Saturday Night Live stuff. Trump's like, oh yeah, y'all don't think y'all want to act up? And this is not me taking sides. It's just something that's going on right now, okay? Trump is basically saying, if y'all don't get right at Harvard and basically clear up all of the anti-Semitic and the stuff that's going on over there, you're gonna take your money and we're giving it to those guys over at Mako, at the trade schools. You know, the trade schools where they said, I just graduated high school and now I'm going to trade school. Yeah, trade schools is what he's literally talking about giving that money up to. So I want you guys to see this right here. I don't know what your thoughts about it are, and that's why we got the comments. So you got to let me know what you think about this.
President Trump is doubling down on his demands to Harvard. He's now threatening to divert $3 billion of grant money if the university doesn't hand over data on foreign students. National correspondent Brian Yennis is live from New York City with more. Hello, Brian.
Hey, Michael, President Trump has frozen or cut more than $2.7 billion in federal research grant money to Harvard University, accusing Harvard of fostering an unsafe, anti-American, and anti-Semitic college environment. This morning, the president says that money could soon be redirected. Quote, I am considering taking $3 billion of grant money away from a very anti-Semitic Harvard and giving it to trade schools all across our land. What a great investment that would be for the USA, and so badly needed. The Trump administration blocked Harvard from enrolling new or existing foreign students until it fully complies and turns over information about its foreign students who encompass 27% of Harvard's student body. President Trump posting, we are still waiting for the foreign student list from Harvard so that we can determine, after a ridiculous expenditure of billions of dollars, how many radicalized lunatics, troublemakers all, should not be let back into our country. Harvard is very slow in the presentation of these documents, and probably for good reason.
Okay, let's just see it from the horse's mouth. We already heard that from the X account, but this is him actually talking about it right here. The other day, as he was leaving to go to Air Force One, he actually spoke about this briefly, and we like to get it from the horse's mouth. Let's check this out real quick, guys.
The problem with Harvard is that there are about 31%, almost 31% of foreigners coming to Harvard. We give them billions of dollars, which is ridiculous. We do grants, which we're probably not going to be doing much grants anymore to Harvard. But they're 31%, but they refuse to tell us who the people are. We want to know who the people. Now, a lot of the foreign students we wouldn't have a problem with. I'm not going to have a problem with foreign students, but it shouldn't be 31%. It's too much, because we have Americans that want to go there and to other places, and they can't go there because you have 31% foreign. Now, no foreign government contributes money to Harvard. We do. So why are they doing so many? Number one. Number two, we want a list of those foreign students, and we'll find out whether or not they're okay. Many will be okay, I assume. And I assume with Harvard, many will be bad.
All right, y'all. That's enough about Harvard. I know how y'all are. All right, we done played 2 clips about the same thing. But again, we have to get the content when it's coming from the person directly. That's right. Y'all know how we do. Coming to the comments right now. But man, do I want to just play y'all this one real quick right now. And this is going to be another one. This crazy situation that happened in Liverpool. Yes, Liverpool. Come to the front of the congregation. Come to the front of the stage. Yes, we go everywhere, all around the world, every continent, every stage of the game. We go everywhere. I didn't even know that this was going on. That's why we research. It's a situation going on in Liverpool where this driver plowed into a crowd. Nothing to say about it, but we're going to pray for the people that got hurt. And it's top news, and it's just breaking, and it just happened.
This down further is retired NYPD inspector and Fox News contributor, Paul Morrow. Great to see you in studio, Paul. This is pretty shocking.
It is. So, look, right now it goes into a police, and obviously it was a rescue operation up front, and then now it's going to go into the investigation. And the undeniable fact here is we're going to be looking at motive. All right, you're going to be looking at that, and there are more prosaic reasons aside from just trying to close the loop on why, which is obviously the question we all have. But you want to find out, is he part of a group? Is he acting on the behalf of somebody else? Are there other pieces out there? The safety issue extends beyond the initial event. So we don't know what happened here. As we always say on the air, of the first 10 reports on one of these things, the first 9 are probably wrong. Starting to coalesce around the idea that it's a 53-year-old male from Liverpool. Then you have to say to yourself, does Liverpool PD know him, or does Scotland Yard know him? Does Special Branch know him? Do any of the people who do the kind of terrorism stuff know him? They're crunching all this now.
Right. I want to read you the statement from police. We would ask people not to speculate on the circumstances surrounding tonight's incident on Water Street in Liverpool City Centre. We can confirm that the man arrested is a 53-year-old white British man from the Liverpool area. There's no way this was not intentional, by the way.
No, they seem to be coming out that and saying that essentially it was purposeful, you know. And inevitably, one of the things
and the video suggests,
and the video does, he steers into the crowd, etc. So, you know, look, you're going to be looking at all those things, but what they're also going to have to look at here is the security of the event, all right? And nobody's blaming the authorities here, but we're going to have to look at, it's a 10-mile route. That's a long route to secure. That's number one. Maybe impossible to secure. Number two, my understanding is this was part of the parade route. Were this an ingress or egress street, you could say, well, they were dispersing, which is the reporting, but you can't secure every street in the entire city.
Now, as you guys know, we go to parades. You know, I love going to parades. My favorite parade is the St. Patrick's Day parade, but you know, this would deter a person to not want to go to a parade, not hanging with tradition, not be a part of community. We really got to get on top of situations like this where we got these crazed lunatics, no matter what they are and what they're doing it for. When they harm innocent people, they have to be categorized as that. I want to know what you guys have to say about this in the comments, because I didn't even know about this. Let's go, you guys. What y'all got to say about this? Let's go. We got, all right. Parades are overrated, says Bindi Ho 419. We got Michael that says, Sean, okay, what else we got? We got Kendra that says, come on, go ahead and like and double tap that screen to get those numbers up, says Kendra Walker. There you go. Eureek says, blame guns, knives, and cars. Where we got, yes, daddy. Okay. What else we got? We got Christina that says, this is happening too much here now and in other countries. Okay, what else y'all got over here? I got Mark Dorfman, good morning. Trump is right on Harvard. You have to give the names of the foreigners. Okay, Mark, what else you got? Sean 69 says, blasted seems across my room. Okay, you out of here, Sean. You out of here. Boom! Out of here, nasty person like you. What else we got? We don't play around here. What else we got? Let's keep on reading. Talking about Diddy. Okay, now you can go too. Bang! You can go. John says, double tap your screen. There you go. Thank you, John. Appreciate that love. We're trying to make sure that you guys get this information early because we know that you got to go to work. The vacation is over. I understand. Stay right here because we got a situation with our Secretary Noem. She makes a big promise on Iran's nuclear weapon capability. I don't know if you guys care about this, but I for sure care about what's going on with Iran and having nuclear capabilities. And guess what? There's a lot of other people in the comments that care about it too. So now this is for you and me, the people that care about what's going on. Also, let's get into this situation. Let's go ahead and get this right.
Noem is in Israel honoring the 2 Israeli embassy staffers fatally shot by a suspect screaming "Free Palestine" days before they were set to get engaged.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem just met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. She joins us now from Tel Aviv. So great to see you this morning, Madam Secretary. So tell us about your meeting with Bibi Netanyahu.
Well, I landed here in Israel late last night, went immediately to the Western Wall. As you know, this is a time of celebration in Israel. And also then after that, around 10 o'clock last night, went and met with Bibi, with the Prime Minister, and had a conversation about President Trump's negotiations with Iran, and had a conversation with him. President Trump specifically sent me here to have a conversation with the Prime Minister about how those negotiations are going and how important it is that we stay united and let this process play out. It was a very candid conversation. I've known the Prime Minister for many years and had many good conversations with him. But this was one directly from the President, and I think the Prime Minister greatly appreciated it. We spent today also out on the Gaza border talking with some of the IDF soldiers and visiting with them with our great ambassador that we have here, Ambassador Huckabee. And since it's Memorial Day, we also spent some time with our Coast Guard troops. We have many Coast Guard folks in the...
Okay, we're going to keep it going, you guys. Don't think I'm cutting her off because we got to get to the Coast Guard. We have more going to what's going on with the Coast Guard and how they're starting to advance their defense and how they're going to be moving into the new century when the weapons and everything. Yes, we got a lot to cover, you guys. Also, you appreciate the content. Your boy being up since 3. I'm sorry, today 4. Slept over about an hour. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen to get those likes up to get more people over here because we got another situation for the people that like to run. You know how I do it, y'all. I always make sure there's a banger and then I stop and I'd be like, yo, go ahead and get the likes up because we know that those people are going to run. And then we don't want them to see the good videos. No, we want them to leave. So that people like you, like this person right here that just gave up that $5 million super chat, Eureek. It was $5, but that's how we look at it, Eureek. Team Night Shift. These streams be right on time. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. And that's what we do it for people like you. But we got 73 people. Yes, 73 arrests and multiple stills nabbings. Yeah, at Seaside Heights on the holidays when you always want to go outside. Oh, it's a holiday. Oh, let's go over here. Let's do this. Next thing you know, you run up into something that you shouldn't have been a part of. You don't got to attend every barbecue. You don't got to attend every parade. You can keep your ears in the house. Guess what? The TV work. You ain't got to be outside all the time. How about don't be outside in groups and stuff like that? Not trying to scare you, but you got to be more careful and vigilant these days and watch yourself. You got to be on a swivel no matter what you're doing. Check this situation out here that happened with these 73 over the weekend, y'all, at Seaside Heights.
Memorial Day weekend at one of the Jersey Shore's most popular destinations. Multiple fights, stabbings, and at least 40 arrests were
irresistibly smooth chocolate to put the world on pause.
Get your money,
Lindor, made to melt you by the Lindt Master Chocolatier.
Yum, yum. Okay, come on.
Reported on the unofficial start to summer at Seaside Heights. Those who vacation in the area hope the events this weekend aren't a precursor to their summer. New Jersey reporter Tony Yates is live in Seaside with more on how today's crowds are trying to enjoy the day. Tony?
And look at me out here with my sweater on thinking that the ocean breeze was going to keep things cold out here. But it turns out this is a perfect beach day for Memorial Day weekend. Take a look at the crowds here around me. It is still hopping out here, as you can see. But it wasn't all smooth sailing, especially for police who were quite busy and mostly at night.
They talk about a vibe.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
When summer comes, Memorial Day weekend comes, you bring your friends, you bring your guys, you bring your groups, and you enjoy some time bringing in summer at the end of the school year. It's the best thing to do.
It's Memorial Day weekend.
We like to come for the NOLA around this time. It's usually
out.
You are a juvenile. Remove yourself from the boardwalk.
And it's the nighttime.
There is a 10 p.m. curfew being enforced.
Police calling a nighttime curfew after random brawls broke out, mainly among young groups, brawls that have become all too familiar and expected by some.
I come down for that smoke, yes. I come down for all the action. All the action.
Police responding to some.
So basically, you already know what it is. You hear what they're saying. They come down for all the action, all the smoke, expected, and that's how it is out here right now, y'all. The teenagers and the young adults, they acting up out here for no apparent reason. And give them a little alcohol, blame it on the and a little bit of the it's supposed to calm them down, but it don't. And nowadays, they like to they be popping them pills nils. I'm in the comments, y'all. Check this out. I want to know what you guys got to say. I stacked that deck pretty heavy. What you got? Batty Lynn says, avoid large groups, Batty Lynn. And you never know who is going to act up. Take Takumi says, LOL. BTK says, paramedics say that the higher the temperature, the more cases they have. Nice suit, my guy. Thank you so much, Mitchell. Mr. 420 says to you, smoking ain't causing fights. It damn sure ain't, but it depends on what they smoking. I ain't talking about the ganja. Me not talk about that, brethren. Me talking about the other stuff that I smoke. Y'all understand what I'm talking about? Me not talking about, I get high, high, high. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the other stuff that's not bun pan the chalice. Yeah, man, they smoke other thing too. You hear me? Methamphetamine, other stuff like fentanyl. We're not talking about the good ganja from Jamaica them. You hear me now? Come now, we have to keep on continue with the show. Do me a favor now, man. If you appreciate the content that you have in front of you right now, double tap that screen and get those likes up. Yeah, man, making patois as well. Let's keep on going, y'all. Keep on. Your boy is working right now, sweating bullets, talking about I look good, but y'all don't know how hot it is up under this jacket. Do it all for you. I do it all for you. Do your boy a favor though. Double tap that screen. Get those likes up. Yeah, I ain't got the fan on or nothing because you know it's just like Hustle and Flow when he was like, cut the fan off so we can get busy. I can't cut the fan on right now because it's gonna be too loud. It's hustling up in here. We got to keep on burning and keep on getting those clips out. So yeah, we got these Biden aides who were actually willing to do the undemocratic thing to keep him in office. This is what an author basically worried about. That's why you see sometimes on our thumbnails, you see Joe just go astray sometimes. He'll just wander off maybe into the woods, or maybe he'll go next to the Easter Bunny, or maybe he'll just start walking off looking for an ice cream truck. You know, you never know what Joe's gonna do nowadays, you know? And we're gonna give big shout outs to Joe, even though he got away with a lot of dough. But don't think that we don't know what you did, Joe. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, about this book and this tell-all situation that everybody's trying to hide about Joe.
Some information from the administration. I mean, we kind of knew because we have eyes and we can see the American people saw it, obviously, throughout his presidency, even before the presidency. But the administration, the former administration officials, have this new line of defense. I was raised, when you say an apology, you don't say but they say they did it but because that they were fearful of democracy and Donald Trump. Meanwhile, they did something that was totally undemocratic, which had non-elected officials running the country. So the Obama bros got together, and this is what they said on the podcast. Watch.
We went to the White House and saw Joe Biden, who had just come back from a trip, and he was, I don't think it wasn't as I think egregious as what you hear in the audio around the Her Report.
This was April of 2020.
This was April, and he was rambling, and he was hard to follow, and he repeated a story. But then we were assured by people around him that he was just exhausted. I remember feeling, I want to talk about this as a huge liability. I want to talk about this as something Joe Biden can overcome. But I'm not going to go so far as to say, I think Joe Biden must drop out. He is too old to be president. A, because I didn't know exactly what was going on behind the scenes. But B, if Joe Biden is the candidate, I want him to win because I care about the country.
And you didn't want somebody else to win because it was just all about that, right? And that's why you put Kamala in there. She still lost. Even with Cardi B saying, you know what? I like Kamala. I believe in what she said. At first, I didn't like her, and she didn't even have to pay me. And then we found out all that dough that she actually paid. No, I don't got no dog in this fight. Just bringing you guys up to date, and we're gonna keep on going. What y'all got to say in these comments over here? Commander Blah said Trump is the oldest president. Age is not an issue. Okay. And what you got? Drippy says, imagine wanting Biden / Kamala still in office. Laughing my A off. Dusty says, this is cult stuff, bro. Okay. JT says, Joey Mon got them rotten bones for real. Tarman says, say beer can in a British accent, the same as saying bacon in Jamaican accent. Okay. Kendra says, that Subway, you're on to something. Okay, want to see what Subway got to say. Ken says, politics are so negative. I hate politics. I know. Mr. 420 to you says, Trump kicking ass. Harley says, saying there is no problem was found to be a lie. I don't understand why everybody gets angry when you start to promote the news and put it out there. I am just letting you guys know what's happening. I put my little opinion on it, but guess what? If you guys don't agree with me, that's fine. If you do agree with me, that's fine as well. Because it's not about me. It's about you guys and what y'all got to say about everything. I'm only one person. It's about the community getting together. And like I always tell you, if we can debate, We can communicate. And once we can communicate, we can come up with a solution so that we don't always have to be, and like I am not Republican or Democrat or independent. I'm a human being. That's why we created this platform, because I got tired of getting kicked off of this person's platform, that person's platform, because I might want to say something. But then I said, you know, we're going to make our own platform where everybody can say what they feel. And out of that, we can get debate and communication. So all that personal stuff with me, hey, you can keep it going, but it's up to you, because we got to keep on going with these clips, because I got a lot going on, especially when it comes down to Kristi Noem. She's announcing the largest transformation of the U.S. Coast Guard since 1915. We actually need this security right now because of all of the stuff that's going on the Black Sea and different areas. And guess what? People do want to hear about it. Let's give this a couple of minutes, because she did talk about it in the preceding clip.
The Secretary of Homeland Security is calling for major changes to the Secretary of Homeland Security is calling for major changes to the United States Coast Guard. Kristi Noem says the service's readiness crisis is at its worst in decades. Chief National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin has more.
I directed the service to begin the largest transformation since the modern formation of the service was established in 1915.
Addressing Coast Guard commencement, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announced the overhaul, Force Design 2028. The goal is to cut the number of Coast Guard admirals by 25% and expand the fleet.
Those needs represent the biggest Coast Guard readiness crisis that we have seen since World War II. Many of these ships are old, they're outdated, they have obsolete technology.
The overhaul will increase the Coast Guard, which has been understaffed due to a recruitment and retention crisis, by 15,000 members over 4 years, institute a physical fitness test, and increase the number of Arctic icebreakers needed to protect U.S. interests as the polar ice cap melts and great powers race to reap the benefits.
These are complex vessels. They will provide the U.S. with the capability we need to assure and protect U.S. sovereignty in the polar regions.
So that right there, that's basically part of the big beautiful bill. They're trying to pass this. As you guys can see, a lot of that monetary is going to be going to our defense. What do you guys feel about it? Do you not care? Do you care? We got them old ships out there like, all other countries got brand new ships tearing us up in the Black Sea. Still got to defend ourselves. And guess what? It's over. So people that don't want to talk about ships, we don't have to talk about ships no more, because we're going to keep on moving forward, because now we're going to get out of politics. No more politics. We're going to talk about this former DC detective who's basically going to reveal why that NOLA jailbreak was such an embarrassment and why it could be bad moving forward. Think about this. You don't think other prisoners and other jails are finding out about that, and the weakness inside of the security in those other places might make these guys want to stand up and do the same thing?
We're going to bring in former DC homicide detective Ted Williams. Ted, thank you so much for being here to discuss this. You know, so Nate was talking about the local media reporting that this Van Buren guy who's gotten all this help from his family had requested a clean phone before he escaped. How does that work when you have an inmate asking for a clean phone? How does he get it? Does he get it afterwards? I have so many questions about this.
You know, you're right. There are a lot of questions about this. And what you'd have to believe is that there was a lot of internal help helping these inmates. Alicia, this took place. This was planned over an extended period of time. And the bottom line is I believe you not only had inmates helping inmates, but when they escaped, they had a route that they were going to take already mapped out. This is just what I defined as a comedy of errors that should have never taken place in any kind of a penal institution in this country.
Well, yeah, and you know, law enforcement said that it had used facial recognition technology to help them, and they were able to arrest the initial 5, but there's still 5 outstanding. What are they going to do now? Because we're a week out since there's been an arrest of one of these guys.
Yeah, what they are going to do is, and law enforcement is going to do what they do best, and that is to continue to pursue and to look at them. I think what they're going to have to do is to go back and look at who visited these individuals, what communications they had with various individuals within the community. Look, somebody out there, relatives or friends, know exactly where these individuals are or where they probably are headed toward, and they can help the authorities. Now, as you know, we've gotten about 12 people that have already been arrested in regards to this matter. I have a feeling that there are going to be more. The reward is out there. I talked to Mike about that on his show yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think that that's incentive to try to help authorities to bring these people to justice. But I got to tell you, just think about it, Alicia. As they left a note. And the note said, quote unquote, too easy, LOL. This is how relaxed they were leaving that jail. This should not happen to any penal institution in this country.
Did you guys see the toilet that was removed away from the wall? It says too easy, LOL. Basically, the way they got out was behind the toilet. They removed the toilet from the wall and got out that way. And they wrote on the wall, too easy. Smacked them right in the face. What do you guys think about that? Let's go. Let's go. What y'all got for me over here? What y'all got? Christina says it was Annabella's fault. She let them out. Uh-oh. Liberty and Justice says, Drippy, don't be putting women into any box. Okay, Grim R says, when will you green screen be up and running? Really soon, really soon. Yeah, what says Mom said, turn yourself in. So you had to do that. Always listen to mom or dad. Okay, Subway Rat says, Kennedy Jr. already admitted to not being best at his job. Okay, what else y'all got? We got Drippy that says, typical thoughts of a woman. Ooh, what else you got? You got Commander Bly. The problem is prisons and jails just continue to make criminals criminals. Okay, somebody just said $200. Jesus Christ. I know who that is too. I know who that is too. Thank you so much. You already basically took care of this iMac already, so I'm just looking for it at this point. Thank you so much. You be throwing me off with this. Harley is the bomb. We really appreciate Harley. Want you guys to do your boy a favor. Everybody turn around and give massive love to Harley. Harley, we got mad love for you. I'm about to stop the show for you for this, all right? Check this out. You just did something. All right, so we need you to take your pick, We got some merch over here, because you be acting up. And don't say you don't want it, because I'm sending it anyway. We got some hoodies over here that I really think that you like. The one that you guys saw me with the other day. This is the puff print hoodie right there. Batty Lynn, see, I never forget my people. Batty Lynn got this. If you want to go look in the post section, she got this if you want to get this for your girl. And this one right here is really nice. This is like a vintage with the logo on it and a collegiate tight fitting. Really nice. Got you on some merch. Do me a favor, bridgethisllc@gmail.com. bridgethisllc@gmail.com. I have no problem with anybody here, as well as Harley, emailing me there just to contact and do some business or whatever the case may be. I appreciate you guys wholeheartedly, especially people like Harley, not just for the monetary, for the care and concentration and knowing how hard it is to do this. And I really appreciate you guys. We got to keep on going because we got to stay number one and keep on having things like that going on and working hard. Also, we still donate and we look out for other people as well, not just ourselves. Thank you guys so much for all the love, care, and support that you're giving the station, the channel. Out tomorrow will be our 200th episode. Now we're going to keep on moving, you guys, because I want to know what you think about this. That guy right there. Y'all see him? Now, what y'all want to do? You want to be ballers, shot callers, brawlers, who be dipping in the bins with the spoilers, on the low from the Jakes and the tourists, trying to get my hands on some, I'm talking about P. Diddy. Do you guys think that he has a chance of probably beating this case? Because guess what? That's what some people are saying. Especially with the way that the charges are being brought against them. Maybe they're saying that they should have brought a whole different load of charges. Maybe violence instead of the racketeering. Check this out, you guys. And like you know, we actually always attend the trial. We've been down there a few times already. Might be going back one more time with Gene Deal. We're going to keep on moving forward you guys. And yeah, y'all still owe me those 10 questions that I need to be sent over to bridgethisllc at gmail.com, because that's the questions that we're going to be using for Gene Deal's interview. So I need you guys to send those questions, because I'm going to use your questions for the interview.
Combs' sex trafficking trial will resume tomorrow as a third personal assistant is set to take the stand. Over the first couple of weeks, jury members heard explosive testimony detailing the alleged physical and emotional abuse Combs caused. Let's bring in David Gelman.
Now stop calling me Diddy, because I don't look like him, all right? You got proof right here. Two total different faces, total different people. I'm gonna say it like this for all the people, and don't take this in a discriminatory way. All black people don't look the same.
Former prosecutor and a criminal defense attorney. David, welcome.
Hey, Mike, good to be here.
So in week 2 of testimony, jurors heard from a dozen witnesses as prosecutors try to prove sex trafficking and racketeering. What are your expectations when court resumes tomorrow?
It's going to be really interesting tomorrow when Diddy's third or fourth assistant takes a stand, and she's going to actually corroborate Kid Cudi's testimony from last week, where he said that Diddy and another associate of his bombed his Porsche years ago at his house. Now, you have to have corroboration about that, because nobody can put Diddy there. And in fact, nobody even can say Diddy's the actual one who did it. But if they can say that Diddy or an associate of his did it, then you may have a racketeering charge there. Because right now, as it stands, Mike, nothing, and I mean nothing, is sticking to Diddy.
Ooh,
Diddy's lawyers are trying to make the case that his escapades do not amount to federal crimes. How difficult is that argument?
I think they're doing a fantastic job, honestly. Look, everybody has said, and Diddy's lawyers even said it in their opening statement, Diddy is not a good guy. There's a lot of domestic violence that occurred between him and Cassie in their relationship. However, what we've heard so far from the testimony of Cassie and the other individuals does not amount to the federal charges that he is being charged with right now. Ooh. I'm not going to say anything that we heard is very good, because it's all horrific. However, the state or the government in this particular instance needs to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that he conspired to racketeer, to sex traffic, and to promote prostitution. So
I don't see it when I go down there. I don't see it with the charges. I'm telling you, the sentiment is crazy when you're sitting there, and it just seems like they don't have sorry to say, it seems like they don't got a strong case. They only got one person. I keep on saying this. How you doing a RICO with one person? If you're going to do a RICO, lock up some more people. You had something to do with it. You set up the flights. You the one that sent the baby oil over there. That's more RICO. Suave. Yeah, that's more RICO than I know, instead of what we're seeing right now. I don't know what you guys think about this, or if you even care, but some people do. So I'm going to come in the comments real quick. And Harley, salute. Thank you so much. Send me that email. One more. Let's go down here. Almighty says, Diddy uncle named Buddy. Okay, Natalie says, I agree. There's too many involved. Yes, bro looks like he does spokesperson videos on Fiverr. I will do them. I will definitely do that. I have a structured settlement and I need cash. Now, I also do voiceovers. My voice was used for one version of We Have the Meats. Go look at castingnetworks.com. I have a whole profile over there. Thank you for noticing. The voice also works. Okay, Commander Bly says, when your friends are all involved, who is going to talk? There you go. Aren't the helpers also victims? I would say, I'm not saying surely victims, but I would say they're possibly participants, depending on the nature of their involvement. Okay, what it got? Diddy is going free, says Mark Dorfman. Liberty and Justice says, we need to get more names. He's just the fall guy. We need big names to make big changes. And I know who you talking about. And guess what? I gotta go to this one again, because this person know what they're talking about. Liberty and Justice knows what they're talking about. Hey, yo, Liberty and Justice, why don't you just pull a trigger Why don't you just pull the trigger and say that name that they're talking about, that don't want to claim that they know Diddy, that they wasn't in some sort of alleged relationship, the reason why he was able to make all of the monetary. There's got to be there got to be certain people that you look up to, that actually probably groomed you. A lot of these people are not the first of these bad apples. Trust me, bad apples come in a bunch, just like crabs. You know how when crabs try to get out of the basket and another one say, oh no, if I'm in here, you're going to be in here too, and pull you down? Yeah, that's the same thing. Those people stay together and they taint other people to make them do what they want to do. There's a lot of narcissism going on, and a lot of money, and people with the wanting to make people do stuff that they don't want to do. That broken wristed click that you can't get their hand to stay up even if you put a stick up under it. That want to make people do certain stuff, and I have no disrespect to those people. But as long as you keep that to yourself and that in your nightlife and don't bring it to work, I got respect for you. And now we got to keep on moving on because Mike think the thing, Mike think the thing. What's that thing that they be doing with the Jennifer Lopez hand on South Park? Yeah, because this performance right here, it looked like Jennifer Lopez, not the version of her dancing, but the version of her on South Park. How many of you guys saw the AMAs the other day? We got top moments over here. I seen these people moving around on this stage here, make me feel like something is definitely going on with the world nowadays. They started kissing each other and all this crazy stuff was going on. I don't know why they let Miss Lopez head the AMA Awards, but they did. And if you like to see it, here it go. Comments, whatever you guys got to say about this. I don't know how old she is at this point. She does look good. But as far as her, the gestures and let me just let you guys see this. In the beginning, I cannot let that play because they're playing music. After this, I can actually let it go now and let you guys see this part right here.
American Music Awards had a ton of standout moments, and Access Hollywood is breaking them down for you. The show opened with host Jennifer Lopez performing and dancing to a mashup of various
Yeah, she performed. And then all of a sudden they start doing this.
multiple dancers.
They start kissing everybody. I don't know the significance. I don't know what they're trying to do. But yeah, then you had your boy up here get busy and make a couple of comments. Okay, got from behind the stage. We got Christina Aguilera. You know, I don't know who that. I think that I'm right about. No, that's not her. I'm sorry. Said the wrong name on that. Oh, that's Okay. I don't know all the people's names, and no, I did not watch it. I just wanted you guys to see that freakazoid part with Jennifer Lopez. Like, there's a point in certain things where I call reaching. Like, what was that about? Like kissing everybody in the mouth as y'all moving around. Hey, do what you want to do. Your preference is your preference. But again, over here, I'd rather walk that straight line. I walk the line. The straight line, y'all. Let's keep on moving forward. What y'all got for me over here? Y'all got Stewart that says, Owen Stefani. What we got? That's nasty. Exactly. Kissing all of them people like that. You see all that going on crazy? What? Look at that COVID exchange. Yeah, did y'all see that? Gwen Stefani. Thank you so much. That's right. Tatiana corrected me. Thank you so much, co-host Tatiana. And that was Gwen Stefani. John says, J-Lo is over 50, guys. Might be on the close to 60. And how many times she gonna get dumped by A-Rod? I mean, come on. She just keep on going back to him no matter how many times she get kicked to the curb. A-Rod. Now, I don't know if she's gonna be able to go to him now because I think he's married. We're gonna keep on moving forward, you guys, right now, because your boy is hot as double HELL hockey sticks up in here. You guys appreciate the content. Let's go ahead and double tap that screen and get those likes up because your boy do be pulling at 3 and then I start at 6 and we roll until the clip is empty. The clip got to be totally empty before I get up off of here. Now, we're going to keep on moving forward because, yes, we always have that great story. This is an interesting story right here that I want you guys to see. I don't know how many of you guys are animal lovers because we are. The majority of us on the channel, we actually love animals, whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or whatever the case may be. I actually used to judge my friends off of that. Do you like animals? No. Girlfriends, do you like dogs? What would you do if you see a dog in the street that's hurt? Would you feed it? No. If she say no, I'm like this. Because guess what? They're animals, I think they're beautiful. My mom raised me around a lot of animals, which made me fall in love with them. Therefore, if it's a dog, I really love it. But cats too, they pretty cool. Case in point, I want you guys to see this pretty cool story about this cat right here. He's been paralyzed for a long time, but check this out. Once Buddy got his wheelchair, he got pretty excited. And I want you guys to see how he acts now, how he chills around the crib and everything. A whole nother world when it comes down to our pets. You know, we go to work and we bust our butt. They be in the crib acting like they work all day. Here we go.
He's not going to be able to walk again. He was paralyzed. He was not going to be able to walk again. So I wanted to give him a different mode of transportation. Oh, Harper. And he was zipping around the house. You could see that he had this incredible will to live, despite what was going on with him. Oh my God, so fast! The fastest in the West. I am Shannon, and this is Harper's story for Geo Beats. I run a rescue called Mojo's Hope, and we're a nonprofit rescue for animals with special
Okay, so they rescue cats, nonprofits. They found this cat in Alaska.
A Good Samaritan. We took him in.
They took him in. They got him the care he needed. His legs was broken since he was a kitten.
Him happened probably during birth or right after birth, so there was no way for him to repair and get better and be able to walk. Despite that, he's persevering. He's just incredibly full of life. I introduced the cart real slowly. First introduced the harness, introduced the cart, made it a very positive association because I believe fully in fear-free methods, never want stress-induced for them because you don't want it to be a negative thing ever. You want him to enjoy it. He took to it in a week. He was like, this is it, I got it.
Damn.
He just loves climbs, zips, pounces everywhere.
Yo.
I have to have like bedding everywhere because he will launch off of things. So I have to be very careful with him. I call him lovingly my feisty tornado of love because that's what he is. He's extremely feisty, but he's also very affectionate and loyal. So
now, if that cat can get that much out of life, why can't we? That's why I wanted you guys to see. They're like, yo, why Bugatti showing us this cat that's dragging himself around? That cat's dragging himself around and enjoying life. So I want y'all to do the same thing. Get out there, enjoy your life, be happy even in bad times. Why? Because problems present opportunities. And the problem is already telling you what the solution is because that's the problem. And guess what? Every day that our Lord gets us another day to breathe, we got another day to fight and get it right. I want to see what you guys got to say about this crazy story about the cat that's paralyzed dragging himself around. Jean says, seen those all at Creaky Veterinary in New Brunswick, Texas. Okay, somebody's bugging over there. What else we got? CDK, I used to, now I provide food and a friend for hers. Okay, Kendra. And a friend for hers. Okay. Urique says our house was the animal shelter growing up. LOL. Okay. James says now. Yeah. What says Joker didn't get to jump the fence. That's cool. The cats love. There you go. James says cats skip too many leg days and not going to be. Yo, you can imagine. I said the same thing. That cat going to be like this. His chest is going to be crazy because do you see how fast he's running around? That's crazy. Casey says, yo, he zips around like he was born on wheels, right? Don't he? Are we? There you go. What else you got? You got Stuart Bell. I have a farm and I have had animals all my life. See, Stuart, that's what I'm talking about. God bless you. Marcus says hi. What else we got? Angels Among Us 214. He's drifting. You saw that, right? Yo mama says fast little dude. Darren says so many gats, so few receptions. Commander Blythe says none of y'all have ever donated a shelter for animals. Stop lying. Well, guess what? We definitely do. If you don't believe me, check out Nancy Byron. Check out the ASPCA in New York. And what I'm going to do for people like you, I have no problem doing this. People ask me why I do it. I like showing receipts. I'm going to start showing you guys the monthly receipts. Even if it's $50, it's something that you still can give up, $20 or whatever, especially when we have this large gathering right here. That's why I would like for you guys to start considering donating so that we could do that as a group. Because what you can do with $1 and we group it up, that'll be good for shelters. I don't want to look like no grifter. People are going to think I'm trying to get them for their dough. I have no problem showing the receipts. And with that being said, I want you guys to make some money, 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 money. I found I think it's over $1,500 worth of surveys. I'm sorry. It's $750. I'm sorry. There's $750 worth of surveys in that description today, you guys. Yes, go check out the surveys that's in there, and maybe you can make some money. Also, the Discord link is inside of the description as well. We now have a new Discord. We have a few mods because I don't know how to work Discord. Anybody that wants to be a mod on Discord, you can definitely reach out to me on Discord, and just we can have a conversation and we can go from there. Trying to grow the community and learn as we grow, give you guys somewhere that you can go to and have comments and have a community when we're not on here. Due to the fact that I see so much going on in the comments, I said I think that we need to go ahead and get those guys a Discord. I only been 4 days into Discord. I have no knowledge of it and I'm just learning, so please be patient with me. And with that being said, you guys, also do me a favor. You got a business, you're promoting your brand, you're trying to get out there to get some money. Y'all know what y'all got to do. Y'all got to send me those flyers, send me those postcards, send me those posters so we can put them up in the post notification area on YouTube, and all of our community is going to be able to see your business. I don't care if you got a mobile barber, I don't care, you got a mobile barbecue, whatever you got going on, I want you guys to send it over to me so I can put it up in the post notification, on the post area on our page. Also, yes, we got the location set up for the Show Your Talent search, where you in the 5 boroughs of New York is going to be able to be parts in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. The last location that we're going to be doing the grand finale is on Delancey Street. That's right. What are you talking about, Bugatti? This is a talent show where we're going to let you guys come and show me. That's right, Bugatti NYC. I will be hosting this talent show, letting you guys know the dates. It's called Show Your Talent search for everybody, not just a rapper, not just the dancers. I don't care what you do. If it's a talent, I want to see it in every borough of New York. And if you're good, boom, $250 in the Bronx. Boom, $250 in Manhattan. Same thing for Staten Island. Same thing for Queens. And what we're going to do is come together for the last grand finale on Delancey Street and give the last winner $1,000. That's right, $1,000 is going to go to the finalist that wins the Show Your Talent search. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Bugatti NYC. This is going to be your last chance to like and share. Boop, hit that like button, hit that share button. Also, if you're not a member already, go ahead and get gloved up and become a host, become a co-host. And Harley, don't forget to get in that email and send me that email address so I can send you some merch, because we totally appreciate you over here for showing all the consistent love. We thank you so much, and we pray for you and your family and hope that you have a fantastic day. You guys, drink some water, breathe. And you know what else you can do? Smile for no reason, because it's free and it make you feel good right here, right here. And with that being said, you guys, y'all already know, y'all could have went anywhere, but the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me today, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, 6 o'clock, same bat channel, same bat place. I'll see you guys in the morning. Y'all already know what it is. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and y'all know, get 'em. One.